What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Amplified Studios. BC coming at you from the office, where I was going over some final details on what will hopefully be a live stream later this evening. Not for Raw, not a live watch along, but hopefully I can get something out to you guys this evening. And prepping for tomorrow's Monday Night Raw review. And while I was doing such, man, some numbers came across BC's attention, and I'm a numbers guy. I love statistics. I love the trajectory of numbers. I love facts more than opinions. And some numbers came across BC's desk that are kind of astounding. They shouldn't be, but based on some of the reaction that this situation, this match is getting, you might think it would be skewed the opposite way. So what am I talking about? Well, if you guys recall, the last time BC spoke with you guys was a couple of days ago. It was minutes, and I mean minutes after the WWE press conference for Crown Jewel, where Triple H announced Logan Paul versus Roman Reigns for the championship during the main event of Crown Jewel early November. And once news hit, BC was at that point live, and we had to talk about it. I didn't have a ton of notes about it. I gave you guys my full thoughts. You guys gave me your thoughts. And a couple of days later, here we are. And it's a mixed reaction to this match. You have a lot of fans that are claiming this should not be happening. He gets to jump the line. Other people deserve or should be in that situation, like AJ Styles or a Bobby Lashley, the U.S. champion, who still hasn't been booked properly, even with the mid-card title. People could be using this rub, this time, this storyline, this match, perhaps a victory. But I don't know what those fans are actually expecting. Roman Reigns is not losing any championship before 2023. So while Cody Rhodes is rehabbing, those fans are getting exactly what they originally said they wanted. People to stop. Top stars stop being fed to Roman. That's what's going to happen at Crown Jewel. Whoever takes on Roman is being defeated. So I don't know why people, right, it's both ironic and it's a contradiction. You claim you don't want people to be fed, but if you stick somebody like we all respect, like an AJ Styles, he's just going to get beat, and then it's on to the next. Get back to the beginning of the line, back to irrelevancy, right? A championship is not going to book somebody correctly. That's going to take proper care, time, attention to detail from the actual bookers, the promoters, whether that be a Vince McMahon, a Triple H, or creative writer 617. That's where the building process of a character or a wrestler, booking-wise, is going to try to get us invested into them. What is happening on TV with them? What is happening with their character? What is their trajectory? A championship is not needed for that. And the storyline, if you're saying, well, at least a storyline, right? A superstar can be involved in it, and Logan is blocking that. What kind of story do you think you're getting with Roman involved? Roman's not going to be there most Fridays, just so you know. So this is going to be one of those things where wrestler A, in this case it's Logan, but even if you substituted Logan for AJ Styles, he will be taking on Jimmy Uso, then Jey Uso, then a tag team match, maybe Solo Sikoa. That's what's going to happen. It's going to be a lot of that mishmash. So I don't know what kind of rub you thought was going to happen from this. And then come Crown Jewel is just going to take a big fucking loss to Roman. And then everyone's going to bitch and complain anyway because AJ Styles just lost and you're sick and tired of Roman being champ and AJ should have won it and Bobby Lashley should have won it and fucking Ezekiel should have won it or fucking Dolph should have won it. Somebody, anybody but Roman. But it's Cody Rhodes' championship, right? I mean, that's the natural storyline progression here. If you're not going to do something cool with The Rock, Cody Rhodes is that guy. I say you split both fucking titles up and you let two people get the titles from Roman Reigns. I'm down with that, but it's not going to be before 2023, especially not at Crown Jewel. So my point is, while a lot of people are crying about this, there's a lot of people that see the business side of it and see that it's no harm, no foul. This is Crown Jewel. It's fucking Logan Paul. It's not that big of a fucking deal. If you really want to see people like AJ Styles get booked correctly, Ask, hope, yell, scream, rant to whoever's listening that they book them more properly. You don't have to be involved in a title situation or be a world champion to be booked properly. Shit, look at names like Jesse Ventura, Bam Bam Bigelow, King Kong Bundy, Mr. Perfect, Roddy Piper, Razor Ramon, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, Big Van Vader, and so many others. What do they have in common? They never held the championship. Never! AJ Styles at least held it several times. The guys I just named, they never even held the world championship, but they were always involved in shit we cared about. Roddy Piper was always involved in the coolest of shit. A couple of names together, right? Like Mr. Perfect and Razor Ramon. Now, many say it's criminal and they never held the world championship, but they were always involved in great shit. Razor Ramon especially, holding down the IC title picture. And I remember when Macho Man Randy Savage tagged up with Mr. Perfect to take on Razor Ramon and Ric Flair at Survivor Series one year. So even when the title wasn't on the line, they were always involved in cool shit, right? Big Van Vader taking out Gorilla Monsoon when he was like the president of the company, storyline-wise. Or the GM. He was one of those. He was the top guy, Gorilla Monsoon, the suit and tie. And Vader destroyed him on a Monday Night Raw. I'll never forget that shit. You don't need a title picture for that. You just need proper booking. Jesse Ventura, Bam Bam Bigelow, don't get me started. But all of a sudden in 2022, they have to be in title pictures or they can't properly be booked. It's either they're in the title picture or they're going for the title or they are a champion or there's no possible way we can book them correctly, basically. Nope. They have to go for the title to be looked at as prestigious. That shouldn't be the case in 2022. That's not pro wrestling. This isn't an actual combative, real sport where you're truly trying to find out who is the best. It's not. If that's the case, BC would love tournaments. But they're predetermined. It's planned out a month in advance, and then we got to wait 4, 5, 6 weeks to find out what one schmuck planned out a month ago who's going to win this fucking tournament of scripted entertainment. No, we can't treat it like that, man. It still has to have storylines and larger-than-life characters that are at the forefront. So as much as I want to see, I rant about this all the time. Guys like AJ Styles getting proper booking. Going against Roman at Crown Jewel in the 7 weeks leading up to it is not the fucking way to do AJ Styles like that. That's doing him dirty and filthy when it's all said and done. How about you just give the guy proper booking and a culminating winning moment at a Crown Jewel or an upcoming Extreme Rules? How about you do that? It doesn't have to be for the title. It doesn't have to be against Roman. It's pretty mind-boggling. I mean, it's okay to not like a Roman and Logan at Crown Jewel. That's perfectly fine. Different strokes, different folks. I've loved matches that you guys didn't. You guys have loved matches that BC didn't. We go along to get along and vice versa. But the way that some fans are crying about this match, as if we have not had exhibition matches in the past, is just absurdity, right? We've always had exhibition matches. It's like Apollo calling out Rocky Balboa in Rocky, right? The Philadelphia street boxer, basically. It's an exhibition match. It's just fun, man. You know that it's going to be a wild ride leading up to it, especially with Logan Paul's fucking mouth and the way he carries himself, literally thinking he's the best and he's going to beat Roman. Roman not having time for any bullshit or nonsense. I think that's going to be pretty fun. As fun as it can be. I mean, the storyline is basically going to be Paul Bloodline, same like it would be without Roman, same as it would be with an AJ Styles versus Bloodline without Roman. Bunch of tag matches, bunch of Jimmy versus Logan or Jay versus Logan, which would have been Jimmy versus AJ again, Jay versus AJ Styles again. I mean, what are we doing? It's an exhibition match at Crown Jewel. It's not one of the big four. It's not even an Extreme Rules. It's not even a Judgment Day, the pay-per-view, not the group. It's not. It's Crown Jewel. Relax, man. Everybody needs the RELAX. WWE still has 100 million problems. Even though Triple H is starting to rectify them, they still have 100 million problems. This should not be one of them that you guys are crying about, man. This actually helps the roster, believe it or not. If you honestly believe that Roman Reigns and Logan Paul are blocking the roster from becoming relevant, thank goodness you're not running an organization, because they're just one part of a 3-hour Raw. They're one part of a 2-hour SmackDown. You have to blame an entire entity for why other people are not being booked correctly. It has nothing to do with Roman and Logan. I promise you. I've watched this shit for 3 fucking decades. Names like Jesse Ventura, Bam Bam Bigelow, King Kong Bundy, Roddy Piper, Mr. Perfect, Davey Boy Smith, the British Bulldog, Jake Roberts, Steamboat. How many names do I have to fucking call that never had the championship? And they were always relevant. We need to cut the bullshit. Cut the shit, Tony. So BC came across some numbers, man, and these are fucking staggering. It's safe to say that Triple H hit a grand slam with Logan Paul versus Roman Reigns, because the numbers are soaring. The Impulsive podcast sits just under 2.2 million viewers. The show usually receives 1 to 3 million. So if they can get that to roughly 2.5 by Crown Jewel, that is massive for WWE. That puts Roman Reigns as one of the highest rated guests on that show in just a week. 1 week. That's massive. That's the initial start to this, the Impulsive podcast. Then you went into Roman shoving Logan Paul at the press conference. That has garnered over 1.7 million views in just one day. That was at last glance. They might already be at 1.8 plus. But at last check for BC, it was 1.7 plus. Just the shove, guys, not the entire press conference. Just the shove alone is approaching 2 million. That is second to only Braun Strowman's return. That was a couple of weeks ago. And that's the only thing that currently tops that in terms of millions of views and numbers. The press conference coverage collectively, I believe it was the initial press conference, 50 some odd minutes, and then 5 shorter clips, collectively has garnered over 4 million views in just over a day. Over 4 million views. WWE, Logan Paul, Roman Reigns, and Crown Jewel all trending worldwide. Massive. SmackDown's rating, the preliminary rating was a 2.086. Now, Brandon Thurston of WrestleNomics is projecting the actual number to be roughly 2.190. Now, that's based on an estimated 5.2% adjustment, by the way. That's how you come up with 2.190. Now, with the exception of last week, which was the post-Clash at the Castle show, which did over 2.3. The last 3 weeks previous were as follows: 2.084, 1.990, and 2.077. So if the number ends up anywhere near 2.1 on a show without Roman Reigns, just Logan Paul and the Bloodline to set this up, that's a major W for WWE. But if Thurston is accurate and it's closer to 2.2, wow, Triple H is onto something huge. Even though many fans will have a meltdown. It's everything they don't like rolled up into one ball. It's Roman. He always wins. He always has help from the Bloodline. He never wins on his own. It's almost like he's an actual heel. It's almost like that hasn't happened since the beginning of time in pro wrestling. Everyone gets fed to Roman. I'm done with Roman. I don't like Logan Paul. I understand. Listen, Logan Paul has hit everything he has done in WWE thus far. He has knocked it out of the fucking park. You know what's sad? I was going to say funny. It's actually sad. I'll take Logan Paul. BC will take Logan Paul to get some type of emotion or fucking give a shit about what I am viewing. I would take Logan Paul over about 70% of that roster. And that's sad because there's so much talent on the roster. There's a lot of names that should have been something, and Logan Paul in a short amount of time has already fucking surpassed that. And you go, oh, BC, that's the point, man. He should be in this spot. Guys, these are names that I'm talking about that have been with the company for years. And you think Logan Paul's blocking them? No, bro. No. There's way more other issues at hand than Logan Paul getting this one opportunity at Crown Jewel. Relax. Before that, he was in a fucking tag match. Or in a match with the fucking Miz. What was that? WrestleMania? Come on. Hardly blocking the roster. You got to get used to the fact that he is on the roster now. He is one of them. Whether he's part-time or not, he is one of them. He's damn good in the ring. And he brings fucking eyeballs from what we're seeing. So, you can cry all you want. I hear you, man. I hear you. I get you. Relax on the meltdown. It ain't worth it, dog. Relax, bah. It ain't worth the meltdown. There's so many other things to melt down over in WWE. This is not one of them. If you just don't like it, that's fine. Relax. It ain't that big, man. The Amplified Man, BC, coming at you from the Amplified Studios. Top guy, and I am out. Till next time, BC saying check you.